Hello ladies and gentlemen, Holotide here, and in today's video, Bungie just released a whole bunch of information and a new video on the runner shells. This has been kind of a running series where they've gone over different aspects of the game, and this is a lot of info. In this video, we're going to go over each shell. In the background is a video that they uploaded. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on each one, and if you are interested in marathon content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are getting so close to 20,000 subs. And I will be covering Marathon for at least a little bit. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like. So each runner shell is basically built around different play styles. Whether it's intel gathering, combat disruption, healing, movement, they're all very distinct looking. So you instantly know what another player is using. You can also customize them using cores and implants and whatever weapons you use and mods. There's a lot going on. I also think this means there's going to be a ton of different ways to play each shell, depending on what gear you're equipping or what your team may want. For example, the Vandal class is like the movement class shell. And I'm thinking that there's gear and stuff that you can equip that just, gives you insane movement abilities on top of what you already have. You're just going to be flying around the map. So I do think that the build crafting and theory crafting it's going to be incredible with this game. I will say real quick, the difference between cores and implants. From what I understand, cores are made for a specific shell, and they basically buff or even change how your abilities function, while implants can be used on any shells. And from, again, what I understand, they give stat boost and a random perk. But let's get into the shells. First up, we have the Destroyer shell, which is the combat specialist. You've got a personal defense, barricade shield, missile systems, thrusters. They say that this class is bringing the fight directly to the other players. And something interesting is they said that this character uses a more futuristic version of the Mjolnir armor, which obviously, if you look at it, you can tell. And that really appeals to me, let me tell you. This character looks extremely fun to play to me. It might even be something I load into solo queue just to try it out, but being able to have those thrusters and just fly around the map, dashing and dodging, making your opponents miss their shots, that appeals to me. And the prime ability is heat-seeking missiles, and it looks sick. It basically locks your target down. It'll keep firing the missiles as long as you're doing damage to that target. There's going to be a lot of destroyers out there, in my opinion. Next up, we have the Assassin, and this is the shell that I am probably least excited to play against. They have camouflage, they got smokes, it's about striking from the shadows and being slow and quiet. Blech. It's also got a dive ability, so you don't take fall damage, very cool. The camo is its tactical ability, and we're gonna see how balanced or overpowered this is. They say that you're able to sprint and mantle and stay in invis still, and that's pretty powerful, but apparently the more movement you do, the less invisible you are, and if you do an action, you pop out of that invisibility for a few moments. Your prime ability is a giant smoke screen, and you go invis while you're in it, so combining that with invis, obviously a powerful combo. It's gonna really confuse other teams and stuff, so least favorite type of character. It's like an assassin in a MOBA. You just get in the back line and just start taking people out. So it can be frustrating, but we'll see how balanced it is. Again, with like the implants and stuff, man, I'm worried. Next up, we have the Recon, which is basically the assassin counter pick, and I feel like you're gonna have to have one of these the entire time that you're playing the game. They refer to this as the Fun Police. This class has echo pulses, drones. You can see footsteps on the ground, so you can track enemies after you break their shields. The drone honestly does seem pretty sick. It will seek out targets and overheat them so they aren't able to move or do any actions. Its prime ability is a pulse that comes out of your helmet, and it kind of gives you like a semi-wall hack kind of thing. The enemies are marked and stuff. So that looks pretty strong. You'll be able to make sure there's no assassins, right on top of you. Also, if you get pinged, you will get an alert letting you know that you're pinged. You won't know where it's from or anything like that, but just the fact that you know that somebody else saw you can save your life. This is like the knowledge is power class. Now we have the Vandal, and we mentioned them earlier in this video, but insane ground sprinting speed, advanced movement tech, and power slides. It's also got a knockback cannon that will disrupt enemies. Their prime ability makes it to where you don't overheat and you can just spam all the movement combos. And again, you get a little Mega Man Samus arm blaster where you can knock people out of cover or off of buildings, and you do take fall damage, so I assume that you can finish somebody off doing that, which would be hilarious. I can see a lot of the people I know wanting to play this class just because they love movement and taking advantage of players who aren't, I guess, as skilled. But I could see Vandal being a favorite. Thief is up next, and they call this the Loot Goblin class. They have an enhanced visor that lets you see containers and loot through walls, and even enemies within your line of sight, so it's like a real wall hack. Their prime ability is a little butterfly drone that helps you locate and grab loot with a little grapple, but you can also use it as a recon drone to mark targets and stuff like that. You also have a grapple in your arm that you can use to either get out of a situation or put yourself into a situation. And this is definitely the movement class. They did say the more loot that you have, the quicker your cooldown is on your grapple and stuff like that. And you'll just be able to maximize that even more. I can see Thief being another one of those picks where a large majority of the player base is going to have one of them in their team. Next up is probably my favorite shell. I think this is the one that appeals to me the most. It's Triage, and they say that it's the support shell. You got healing drones, reboot abilities, combat buffs. This really is like a combat medic class. The drone will give you shields, and it will fly around over your shoulder and give you health as well, and will also follow teammates around if you throw it on them. One of the traits allows you to overcharge your weapons, making them just a better version of that weapon even more so. And if you're using a battery weapon, you get a little EMP once you knock somebody. Very cool. Their other trait is if you have your drone on a teammate, any consumable that you use will get copied to them. So if you like playing medics and healing classes and other games, I think this is going to be your jam. And again, this is a character I'm looking forward to the most by far. Last, we have Rook. Rook is made specifically just for the scavenger mode, which is what they say is a unique way to play Marathon. You drop into a match that's already happening as a solo player. Can't bring a loadout, but you're not risking anything either. And I think that this makes Rook perfect for you're just jumping in and out of a game. And there's really no pressure on you. I can see Rook being a very high pick class. They also said you don't know how many Rooks are going to be on the map, so it's like this double-edged sword. You know that people have been eliminated, but you don't know how many Rooks have joined your match. They also have this ability where they blend in with the UESC, so they won't attack you, which I think that's pretty unique and pretty cool. But yeah, Rook looks like one of those characters where you're just gonna be like, oh man, I got, 10 minutes on my lunch break. Let me hop in real quick and see what I can do. And it will be definitely a shell that I use. So that's the overview of all the shells. Each one is completely different and allows you to play in a completely different way with customizable options and stuff, man. It's gonna be so deep. That also kind of scares me because it makes, like, how balanced is the game going to be once everybody has, like, crazy loot? It worries me just a little bit, Like I said before, if we get more information, I will definitely make some more videos. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!